This is Soy,
And this is Dyra.
and you're listening to Hair and Whatever.
Unfiltered salon talk. Hey y'all, this is Soy.
Hey.
And I am Dyra, and you're listening to Hair and Whatever. And today we have a special guest, Baba Soul.
Peace.
Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Baba Soul. Y'all can call me Soul for short. I'm a herbalist, musician, healer of all sorts. You know what I mean? And I'm born and raised in Atlanta by way of Decatur, Georgia.
Okay.
You know they always say Atlanta.
The deck.
Yeah, but
Decatur, where's greater?
Exactly. I'm from the hood. I'm a bush hood man or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Hood herbalist.
I like that.
Okay.
All
So what we talking about, Soy, today?
What are we talking about? Let me see. So we are talking about, are you really using natural hair products?
Are you really?
Are you really? Because it's like a thing,
Right.
You know? And we have Baba Soul. He's going to talk about his healing, his, what exactly he does with his herbs and all of that good stuff.
All the good, natural stuff.
Right, natural.
But first, before we get into the topics, let's get into the hair crown of the week. And we have Monica Brown. Y'all
She
know
looks so
Monica. She has this, like, what do you call? Pixie cut, black hair, getting into a taxi. Looks
It's
like
just
New
super
York.
chic.
Right, super chic. And girl, she looks so good. Like, she's 38 years old.
Damn, she's
3
38.
kids.
She looks
That's
bad.
Monica?
Yeah.
She looks good.
Yeah.
Monica from here too, huh?
Yeah. She from. I think she's from the Swats, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, well, she looked fly. That's who our crown of the week is.
So shout out to her for looking good at 38 with
That's
3
right.
kids.
That's right. That's that melanin.
I know. Black don't crack.
So,
All right. So are you really using natural hair products?
hell no.
Are you?
So like organic, natural, and chemical free has been thrown around the hair industry since like everyone jumped on the natural hair bandwagon. So since our hair is natural, it doesn't mean that we have to have like kind of like natural hair products. Like I think that's like where it
The
went.
whole thing went. Like,
right?
it's just like people just wanted, like, I think when they were like, first of all, it was for marketing.
Right.
You know, like
of
it
course.
was marketing. Like everyone saw a whole wide, thing just open up.
Right.
And they jumped on it, and everybody in their mind was like, oh, so my product is hair, my product is natural. It doesn't have this, that, and the third.
Right.
you
But
know?
like we always say, like there's different words that they use, like, like certain gels that have alcohol, like they say, oh, it's bad for your hair, but also they'll use like a different word to kind of replace it, and there's still alcohol
in it.
or, just to kind of like mask what
Yeah.
they're, doing really.
And not all the ingredients are listed.
Right.
On the hair
Sometimes,
product.
yeah.
Yeah, on the hair product. I just think that the industry as a whole, and that's with food and just like everything, is just like we've jumped on this whole health thing, which is good, but I think that a lot of the marketers like have jumped on it too, and it's just like now it's just like organic and chemical free and just natural, and all of these words have just, to me, have just been like used and
So freely,
overused
yeah.
so freely.
Yeah.
And it's not the case all the time.
Right, like some of the products that are under your skin, I mean not under your skin, under your sink. Under
your skin too.
On your skin too.
Your
On
skin, right.
Have chemicals to preserve the shelf life.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're not gonna like eat like a deep conditioner or chemical or conditioner or shampoo, you're not going to eat it, you
Right.
know? So if you can't eat it, that means that there's some sort of
Preservative in it.
right, there's some sort of chemical in there. It's not natural,
Right.
you know?
That's just like the things that's on in your pantry. Like, there's gonna be some things that are gonna preserve those things for having
Right.
shelf life.
Right.
That's not natural. you
Right,
know?
100% natural. Because if it's not natural, then it'll spoil, obviously, and it'll rot, and then it has like, what is it, mildew or like, you know,
Yeah,
like
all of those, the
right,
spores.
There's natural ways to preserve things without these different products, you know. But, you know, like you said, the whole thing is just based on marketing. Because everybody's waking up these days, and it's
Yeah.
like, how you gonna make money if people know that what you're giving them is poison?
Exactly.
It's like what you say about putting it on your skin. It's not natural if you can't eat it. You know, you shouldn't put it on your body if you can't eat it.
right.
So do you think that like the products that you put on your hair, like you should be whipping up, like you should be
Yeah.
whipping up some eggs and all this other kind of stuff in the
If you
kitchen?
go that
and
far, I'm dead serious though. If
Yeah,
you
like,
go
I
that
mean,
far,
and
flour and all that.
obviously, like, you know, I've done, like, you know, and I show people like that there is a cheaper way, instead of like, if you can't afford these expensive products that they have at you know, the store, you know, you can whip up some eggs because it has protein. That's like the old way. I know you're not gonna do it.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but you know, there is a way, like, or an avocado. Avocados are so rich in fats and like,
Yeah.
you know, it just makes your hair shine. Honey,
Yeah.
you know, like, I mean, obviously, I don't know like how to, you know, cleanse your hair like with the natural stuff. You know, I don't think that you should.
What do you mean clean?
like
Like have a shampoo.
Clean your
shampoo.
pores and stuff.
Just
Well, yeah,
just
your
have
scalp.
a shampoo that's like 100% natural.
See, I come from an agricultural background, and you know, like, soap comes from the word saponin. You know what I'm saying? That means that whenever these leaves get involved with water, it creates bubbles or whatnot. So
Right.
it's like you could use okra leaves to wash your hair, and it has a lot of good saponins and good nutrients for you and moisturize it. as
Okay, well, there you guys have
See,
it.
there you
You
go.
could use apple cider vinegar to rinse out your scalp.
Right,
and
right,
then
to-
you
I've
can-
heard of
as
that
a
too. Like,
clarifier.
as a clarifier,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
people and lemon.
Yeah,
lemon too.
and all
Right.
of that.
Right.
It's just that people have to have the willpower and the initiative to actually do these things. Like you said,
Exactly.
it's the ease and people buying convenience. But the
Right, and that's what
convenience
people
comes with
buy.
a price, you know. And,
Right.
That's what's the word I'm looking for? It comes with side effects as well too.
Right, that's true.
And yeah, it depends on your lifestyle. Cause listen, let me tell you, like look, I was straight hippie girl, like in my 20s. Like I've read like all these books. I would, you know, Dr. Africa. And I would stay at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. And I
Yeah.
mean, like, you know, up in Harlem. Just I know about all that world. But then as I got older and just with kids and all that stuff, it's just hard to
Convenience.
do. Yeah, convenience. It's just not, you know, I'm just not about to go and get some, what is it, okra. And
Is
You
it
gotta
okay?
go holler at your local farmer. You
I
know
get-
what I'm saying?
you're
Is
right.
it-
Like,
is it-
maybe
do
it's
you
not-
do you use it?
Yeah,
You're
well,
right.
I've shaved my hair. I'm bald right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm doing something different. I just got this. You know what I mean? But I make my own hair products though.
You
know what I
do?
mean? I make everything. You know, skin products. I make my own mouthwash. I got all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's great. Like if I had somebody, or if I had like, you know, like a greenhouse in my backyard,
Yeah.
like I would love to, you know, grow my own food and not have to depend on, you know, the big corporations to go get freaking bananas or
Right.
whatever. You know what I mean? I would love that. But it's just not in my lifestyle. I'm going to go and get some shampoo from the store.
yeah, but think about this. Think about
do
this
that.
though. These products that they give to us, constantly putting out new things, they only test it for so long, and then they're testing it on animals and other
Well, a
different
lot of the-
subjects,
you're
and
right.
they don't last that long, and you don't know what that stuff would do to you 10 years down
Yeah,
the road.
over time.
You
As
know?
Right.
Yeah, but hopefully, you know, but a lot of the products, like I will say, you know, now that you, like you said, people are waking up
Right.
to, you know, what is healthy, and we've moved, you know, this is the information age. The internet is here. We can look up everything. So now people are becoming knowledgeable about these things. So, you know, like I feel like the companies are not putting sulfates in the products anymore.
Right.
Not putting, you know, what is it?
Parabens.
Petroleum, parabens. You know, so
That's
I
what
think
they
that
telling us.
that's what they telling us. But I mean, you never really know. You don't, unless you do it yourself, like you said.
Exactly.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like it's your lifestyle. Like me, I just don't have the time.
I understand.
You know, and if I
Right.
had maybe my own little personal you know, in my back pocket,
I mean, I'm here
that's
for
here,
you. I'm
making
here.
up my,
Put me
you
in
know,
your pocket.
You know, honestly, it is about your preference. You know, what
Yeah.
you prefer. You know, obviously, like the way to go is the whole natural way. If you are like claiming it has to come from like a tree, right? Like, right. You know, it has to come from a tree. Like if you're all the way natural, you know, or from the earth
the earth.
itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not processed, basically.
Right.
processed, a
So
whole
what we're
food.
saying is like, are these natural products that people are claiming 100% natural?
they not.
No.
No.
So shut the fuck up.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
like that's
Either
the thing.
Either you're gonna be in there whipping up your own shit,
Right.
or you're gonna be buying these products that aren't 100% natural.
Right,
So
'cause
it's
you
like,
don't
why are we
know.
online fighting over this?
Natural thing, like,
Versus
oh,
an-
exactly.
Yeah,
Or mine is more natural than the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just like,
it's a marketing ploy.
right. And, you know, we gotta, you know, do our research more and just become more woke when it comes
Yeah.
to certain things. And there are certain products that, like, certain, like, ingredients that we recommend that you stay away from.
Exactly.
Depending on your lifestyle, you
Right.
know, because what is it? Certain alcohols that are put into some shampoos actually soften your hair.
Yeah.
Is what
Yeah.
softens your hair. You know, and
Is a binder and all of these things. Like, I mean, to me, it's just what's less toxic. You looking like
You
whatever.
asking me?
No, I'm just saying,
Oh.
like, I'm making a statement. Like, I'm like, okay, well, if you're a person like me that's not gonna, you know, whip up your own stuff in the kitchen, then I feel like you should just look for products that are non-toxic.
It's like the lesser of two evils.
Exactly.
I got
Like you just need to go with toxic.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
right,
And moderate your use, maybe.
And yeah.
right.
I mean, my shampoo and conditioner, I like the way it feels in my head.
Mine too.
I'm just saying.
Right,
Do what you do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, like you said, it just has to be with your lifestyle.
right.
Back in the day, I was willing to do it. You know, back in my little hippie days.
What happened?
Kids. Like, I don't have time to be in the kitchen soaking okra. Like, for
You
some
ain't even gotta soak it.
shampoo.
You just take them leaves and rub them together.
And put it on your head.
Put it on
And
your
it
head.
makes soap.
Yeah,
it's
it
actually
turned to
makes-
like a real shampoo. In
I'm
the
going
water.
to try it, though.
Okay.
Y'all hear that? Y'all going to rub. Look, listen. Go get some okra and rub
Some okra leaves.
some
Okra
okra
leaves.
leaves.
Yeah.
Where you
Take
get them
You can
from?
find, I was going to
I
say.
mean, I be working with different community gardens and farms. So
See,
you
I
know
love
what I mean?
that.
If you want me to, I can connect you with a couple of these, agricultural settings. There's one in Oakland City called Gilliam's Community Garden. I used to be a farm manager there, but I'm not there no more. But they need a lot of help, and it's a USDA organic farm, and it's black owned too. So they doing a lot of good things. They got animals and vegetables and fruits.
I need to get into that. I would, I do want to get into that because I do eventually want a greenhouse because I'm not going to dig in the dirt, but I will have a greenhouse
Yeah.
with like growing herbs and all of that because
Yeah.
I'm scared of bugs, water bugs and snakes and shit like that.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
I'm
You
not
from up north.
Yeah,
You said?
I am, but I can't.
Them big ass rats. though?
Yeah, I can't. I'm just saying. I mean, but listen, my people are from the island, so I mean, but still,
I mean, you were still born in
Right.
New York, girl.
I'm
So
still-
they could be from the island. Look, my people are from the island, but look, I don't fuck with no rats, no bugs, no nothing.
Yo, you can't hang with me then.
Yeah, because you
He go into the woods.
Yeah.
Look,
You
Right.
got bugs you can't
I
even
ain't
see.
got time for that.
said what?
We got bugs you can't even see.
Were they invisible?
They call ticks. They just
Oh,
get
see,
on
hell
you,
no.
and then next
See?
thing you know, they sucking your blood.
No, I'm too first world for that.
Fleas,
You know? Yeah,
mosquitoes.
yeah. I don't like none of that.
Yeah, I'm good.
None of that ecosystem. I'm
I'll
all
pass.
the way good.
Come to the woods, ladies.
Nah, I'm good. Okay. But okay, so some of the
Yeah, say
products.
the ingredients,
ingredients
that
that-
you should watch out for if you're gonna go the route like me.
Or me.
The lesser of two evils.
Exactly, the lesser two. If you're not gonna be sopping up some
Okra
okra
leaves.
leaves, this is what you should look out for.
Right. Sulfates, obviously.
Mhm.
Parabens.
Mhm.
Formaldehyde.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this? the relaxers, formaldehyde relaxers,
relaxers.
synthetic fragrance, perfumes, silicones, mineral oil. What was this? Look, I can't even mention the word.
Polyethylene.
Polyethylene glycol, petroleum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I did say mineral oil. So, you know, bottom line, stay away from, you know, high toxicity hair products. Like look.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, petroleum is nothing but gas purified and purified and purified.
Yeah.
And a lot of people still be putting that in their hair.
It's crazy.
Like, straight in their hair. Like, blue magic, freaking Vaseline, all of that stuff. Like, I mean, people still use that.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just, guys, stay away from those things. And I mean, like I said, like, if, you know, there's people that still get relaxers, and it just goes with their lifestyle, and that's okay. Like, I'm not here to judge, you know, like, but if you want the, you know, the more natural way, obviously, you know, you can do other things. You can do amino acid treatment instead of an actual relaxer, and kind of like
soften the curl
pattern, you know, make it a little straighter, looser. Right. So that's my opinion, and obviously, you know,
or keratin treatments that don't have any of the hides in it, formaldehyde and aldehyde, you know, which is closer to, keratin is an amino acid, so you just get a safe brand that you can use.
Is it keratin?
Keratin. You know, the keratin that's in your skin and nails.
Yeah,
hair.
Okay, yeah. I would just make sure that I was hearing.
Keratin.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's our That's our 2 cents.
Yeah. So don't fall for the hype, guys. Don't fall for the hype.
If it's on a shelf, it's not all the way. It's just not, okay?
Yeah.
If it's on a shelf, it's not natural.
It's a lie.
You can't say that now.
What? I mean, it is though.
I mean, what about like you go to these like these farmers markets, like Caribbean markets? They got
well, then that's different. But that's where you're going. We're talking about like
we're talking about products.
You're talking like CVS or something like that.
CVS,
Target,
we're talking about
Walmart, not the oils.
Ulta. Ulta, they're not gonna have those things.
Yeah,
like
you're right.
the most which store is gonna have it is the more natural is Whole Foods.
Yeah,
like they'll have like a lot of like, you know,
Whole Foods, Seven Under.
Right, exactly. But not like these big corporations like Ulta, Sephora. Like, you know, none of that shit is natural.
Out like that.
No, they got, you know, they probably got blue number, and another thing is those dyes. I don't know if we mentioned it. A lot of those dyes,
the blue
that
number,
are
3
blue number, red number, whatever. All of that stuff, you know, is really, really bad for you. Those are artificial additives.
Right.
Yeah. Which is in food too, which is so crazy. Yeah.
And that's a whole nother topic.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into the slip into the DM. So, we have hairstylist Ashley from Georgia slipped into the DMs this week, and she's asking, what should I tell my client that has gotten her hair pressed out one time and has lost her curl pattern?
And this is so unfortunate. And hey, Ashley, I know her personally, and that's my cousin. So, like, yeah, my cousin called me this weekend and just basically was like, you know, she has a client who went to a hairstylist. She got her hair done one time and lost all of her curls. So my suggestion, I don't know what the stylist did, but my suggestion is you can always big chop. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, especially if she's already done that before. Or, but it's just hair. Or she can wear, you know, if she's a candidate, she can wear protective styles for a while. And each time she takes it out, she gets her hair cut.
Okay. Yeah. I also recommend doing like a protein treatment. Sometimes that helps. Like a good protein treatment, like.
And I told her that too. A deep conditioning and protein.
Right. And just to see, because she showed us a picture and it was like her curls.
It was night and day.
Right. But it was looser. So she still has some curls.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, some places it's like kind of like straight. So like I would recommend doing like a protein treatment. Sometimes that does help, you know, like when I
just make that the hair thicker, that strand thicker. You're putting that protein back into the hair.
Right, because when you
and vegetable protein, not animal protein.
An egg,
yeah,
natural way. Just saying. Oh, and if you're gonna do an egg, Make sure you rinse it out with cold water, not hot water, because the egg is going to cook in your head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Putting
Stir
eggs
fry
in your
hair.
head. Right, stir fry hair.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into healing with herbalist Baba Soul. What's your name? Your
Just call me Soul.
No, but your real name.
My real name?
Yeah, your
Wait,
real
your name your
name.
mama
Y'all
gave you.
that, man. I can't tell y'all that.
Your government name.
I can't tell y'all that.
Why?
Y'all got to get real
You-
close to me to know these things.
Okay.
I got to keep it mysterious.
Okay, so we're going to keep it at soul.
Yeah.
So, he's a herbalist, and what it says, your bio. Kind of tell us a little bit more about like what you do, who you are, and let's get into details.
Well, like I said, I'm Soul. I'm raised in Georgia, Decatur. I'm a herbalist. I'm also an MC, and I am a father as well. And I'm a leader in my community, helping out people learn about this medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're also like a Reiki healer, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Been doing Reiki for about 8 years now, 9 years maybe.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
So tell us about what led you to this
The natural life.
Yeah, this healing path. that
Have you
you're-
always been doing it?
Yeah, so I'm an only child. And growing up an only child, I didn't really have too many friends. So, like, what I would do was go out into the woods and nature and just kind of explore, climbing trees and things like that. And just had a general just curiosity for my environment. And I experimented a lot, making little potions and stuff when I didn't know what I was doing, but I was
So
doing
you a
it.
natural shaman.
Yeah. So I kind of gravitated towards that. And then as I got older, I did start making friends. And then I got kind of involved in the streets. So I went to jail a couple times. I done probably sold everything you could think of, you know. And I had to change my life. So my last time actually like really having a breakthrough moment was getting locked up when I was like 18 years old. And I had to sit down for a little while. And then I was on like house arrest. And this was back when the internet was like getting real big, and I had a mentor that would give me books. He would actually, I didn't ever meet this guy, but he would send me books through email. He'd scan his books and send them to me, and it would be like a bunch of knowledge. And then I went to engineering school because I'm an audio engineer as well.
Okay.
And when I went to engineering school, my teacher, he was of the same school of thought that this guy was sending me books. And that's when I started getting into like changing my diet and my lifestyle and the way I thought, got into meditation and just getting more in tune with nature. Cause once I got into high school and stuff, I lost all that part of me, you know what I mean? But once that happened, it started coming back to me. And then I just went through the different levels of healing myself first, taking the herbs myself and going out. And then I started to get into Reiki, which is just the energy healing and doing it on myself and then family members and friends. And then I finally decided to make it a business. And so about like 6 years ago, I was like one of the top Reiki healers in Atlanta.
Oh wow.
And I was doing it real cool, but I got out of that because I seen that people was really dependent on me, you know, because I had this certain therapy called subconscious liberation therapy.
I've
where I
never
would
heard
help-
of that.
I made
What
it
is-
myself.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
Something.
the same.
Okay.
But basically, that was me helping people get out of the way of themselves. You know, a lot of people have trauma and things like that they swept under the rug in their life. They just try to keep moving on, you know, as adults. And, you know, stuff you experience as a child, it never really leaves you. It creates who you are now. So
Yeah.
a lot of
I
people
believe that.
do not like who they are in their current state, and they don't understand why. So I help lead people back through their subconscious to figure out where did it stem from? What's the root of your problem? And then, you know, if they have the willpower, they'll identify through me and actually delete that program in yourself and move forward.
So do you like if somebody like if I was to come to you and I'm like, okay, where would you start with someone who wants to change or have a different lifestyle? Do you start with the herbs? Do you start with the Reiki? Do you go?
Reiki.
It starts in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It starts in your mind 1st. I give you just a one
And
thing
I
that I
believe that
give
as
people.
well.
When people first come to me, I always do a consultation with them just to see even if I can really help you.
Right.
But after that, the first thing I always have people do is take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle of it. On the left side of that line, you want to write down everything you don't like about yourself, everything you don't like about your life. Like, be completely honest with yourself. And then on the right side, we're going to turn that into some affirmations. So, like, let's just say, I'm feeling bloated today. You know what I'm saying? Be like, no, I love
And I
my
am
body.
feeling bloated today.
So on the other side of that line, you would say, I like the way I feel regardless of what I look like or whatever. If somebody that said, I want to be taller, be like, no, I love the way I am created. My design is divine. And you start to say this to yourself. You reprogramming yourself, because the fact that you thought about this on the left side of the paper, all these negative things about yourself, is that you constantly telling yourself this.
Right.
So it's like,
So it's constantly existing
Exactly.
because you keep programming yourself and saying this.
so we have to liberate those thoughts out of that lower state and put you in a higher state. Then, you can get into the herbs and things like that once you actually have the mindset to actually heal yourself. Then you can get into this other stuff. It's different levels to it. That's why I got into the Reiki first, because it was a mental aspect and a spiritual thing that I had to deal with. And then I got into like crystals and herbs. But the herbs, the reason why I got into the herbs is because I was like, okay, it's not a lot of people that believe in the Reiki or the crystals.
Can
know
you
what
tell
I'm
us about what's Reiki for
What
those?
is it?
Yeah, for those that don't
Yeah.
know what it
Know about
is.
So Reiki comes from well, if you do research on it, it comes from a guy named Usui that did it in Japan, and he pretty much created these symbols and a way to channel energy throughout your body from all around us.
Your
that's present.
chakras, right?
Well, not your chakras. So there's something in the air called chi or prana. That is the life force that's around us. Everything, you can go without water, food, and all that for a long time, but as soon as you lose your breath, it's over with, right? So that's what is keeping us alive. But we have ways to channel that and move it a certain kind of way. So the Reiki is making yourself a vessel to move that energy through. But you gotta be like 100% with yourself to even let it go through. So if you have doubts about yourself or where you at in your life, you can't heal nobody, because Reiki, the way it works, this is a Reiki symbol on my hand, by the way. And this means Choku Rei, which means more power or on, turn on. So the first thing that happens is it turns you on for that vessel, that energy to come through, and it will heal you. It'll make you purge of different things of yourself that you weren't even aware of.
How do you do that?
How?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Like, how do you turn those, like,
Well, they say you had to have an attunement, but I found out that you just really have to get.
Is it meditation?
It's a compilation of meditation and actually going out and feeling energy on things. So like I was teaching it, but I was teaching it under the form of intuitive healing, because you don't have to have an attunement where somebody come and do this over you and they say, yeah, you got it. It's more so like you just had to feel it in yourself, the energy coming through you.
through you?
So the way that I put it was like, all right, we'll go out and I'll have a plant in front of you. And I want you to like put your hand by this plant. Or you can even put your hand by my hand and feel the energy coming from it. You know what I mean?
I don't
Yeah.
feel nothing.
Well, your hand over her hand.
Right.
Okay.
I've
Let me see your hand.
I've taken Reiki. I'm according to what the girl that trained me, I'm like certified Reiki 1.
Yeah.
Like I know there's like different
So
levels.
you're doing it then.
There's different levels of Reiki. Like
Yeah.
but you have to like get in tune and like kind of like
Right.
reach that like whatever higher power, kind of like energy that you channel or whatever. and then like kind of like be able, but you can feel like in your hands they get hot or like that energy coming through you, you know. But
Yeah.
you have to be able to channel it.
And it takes,
It takes practice.
It takes practice and it takes patience because, some people are not willing to accept the energy. You know what I'm saying? Some people
Right.
are like I said, some people don't believe in it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So even doing Reiki on somebody that doesn't believe it is null and void.
Right, because they're already closed off in their
They're
in their
closed off.
mind.
They're not gonna let that energy in
Excuse
because
me.
we have these auras. You know what I'm saying? Our auras can block off things, or it can attract things, and that's what I was getting to during the Reiki. The reason why I stopped doing it is because a lot of people became really dependent on it. It's like, yo, I wanted to teach people how to heal themselves. I don't want to be the person you come to all the time when you
Right.
need your chakras aligned.
And
I
that takes
see.
a lot of energy out of you too.
Yeah, and it's like you use me as a crutch to not really heal yourself. You just
Because you got to take the responsibility
exactly
for yourself, for your own life.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I got into the herbs because I was like, people gonna really feel the medicine when it go into their body and they eczema gone or
Which herbs? I'm
which
curious.
herbs like
Like, you know, that you use like to kind of heal your body.
um
Like I want to know everything.
I
okay.
took some ashwagandha the other day and I felt like really energized.
That's great.
Like,
Ashwagandha is great.
I mean, like immediately.
Yeah, I use ashwagandha daily myself. It's good for enhancing your brain function as well as giving energy and also helping with muscle recovery and things like that. Another herb that I like to use is a straggler's root that doesn't grow here, but you can grow it here. But it's a good chi boosting herb as well as for women helping out with the issues of menstrual cramps and things like
Yeah,
that.
I need to hit you up with that because that's where I feel like I struggle with, like especially like right before that time. I'm a complete. Let's not say I'm a complete mess, and I'm gonna change that. But I feel like that. Like I'm just like, man, I feel fat. I feel hungry. I want ice cream. I
Yeah.
would just want, like, you know what I mean?
My
Like I
lady
just
like
feel.
that.
I
She
feel.
eat Kit Kats and stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know who this person is. Like I turned into a Hulk. Like I don't even know. Like right before the cycle is
The
like
Cookie Monster.
yeah, it's like, who are you? Like, I'm just like emotional, all of it.
Yeah, I got a blend of herbs. I call it the sexy tea. It's just for y'all. You know what I mean?
Sexy tea? What is it?
It's basically it's good for the hormone balance, PMSing, the cramps and all that kind of stuff, helping shorten the cycle if it's like a
Like real long,
unusual-
yeah.
you know what I mean? Or if it's painful, things like that.
You
the
sell
herb-
it?
Yeah, I sell it. The herb, some of the herbs that I have in there, like red clover, which I forage for myself. I put some sour salt leaf. I put this stragglers in there. I put valerian root in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
valerian, I've heard of it.
yeah.
It smells. Ooh,
Yeah, it
dude.
does stink, right?
Yeah, it smells real
But it
bad.
actually,
But
you
all
know,
that
is
stuff
good
too
for
also
you.
kind of like obviously like it regulates and
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi, he sells like something like similar to that, like an
Yeah.
actual pill in pill form, and he has like the valerian root
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and
Because it can help with sleep too, right? The
and not only
valerian.
that, but it
Yeah.
also can get you pregnant. So
Oh, yeah, hell no. Yeah, we don't
like
want
because
them
it
problems.
regulates you and it just makes like just your shit is functioning the right way,
Right.
So
If you're not trying to get pregnant, then a natural contraceptive.
Yeah, let me listen. Hold on, let me sit up real quick. Okay. Yeah. All ears.
A natural contraceptive that you can use is called neem oil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've heard of neem oil.
They use this in India for like thousands of years, and you just put it up there, and it pretty much kills off any sperm lingering around in your yoni for like 5 hours straight.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I have a
Oh, to
face
put it
wash
up
that
in
has
there,
neem
you
oil.
Yeah,
said?
you just put it up in there, swirl it around.
Okay. What do you? Okay. On the
Or you
logistics.
can, whoever your partner is, they can put it on themselves if you're not using protection.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, there you go.
Find out.
So-
Get some neem oil.
And it also helps, regulate the pH in there as well, and things like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then you know.
Get my vaginal steaming. I'm about to get my herbs going.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
Okay.
all set.
that part.
Right.
Coming to you. So, so tell us about like that you take. She told me that you take people into the woods. So tell us about that. Like, why do you do it, and what you guys do up there, and like what's going on?
So,
Because I saw on your Instagram that you
Yeah.
had actually taken a couple.
Yeah.
into?
I do it. I've been doing it for about a good year and a half now. I do it through Airbnb experiences. I work with Airbnb doing this, and
Oh, okay.
I also do it myself. But I started it on my own, and
Mhm.
then Airbnb kind of approached me with it, and I was like, okay, I'm with it. So I was a part of the launch they
Yeah.
did last year.
And I see that too because I have a couple of Airbnbs and I see where it says host an experience,
Yeah,
and
the
I never tapped
experiences.
on it
Man,
to
the
see what you.
experience is lit. You know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of ways to make money too, just from being you and knowing the culture around you. But the plant walk came about because
That's what it's called, plant walk.
yeah, it's called the Indigenous Plant Walk of Atlanta. So we looking at all the plants that are native to here or maybe invasive or whatnot. And I got into it because I got tired of like buying herbs and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, yo, a lot of these herbs I know they grow around me, but you know I want to know what they look like, what time of year they grow,
Yeah.
and what the flower is, and what part of it is that I'm actually using it. So I got into that. I really got into a real hard research and study, and then I just threw myself out there and constantly just identifying things. And when I built up a confidence and a memory bank of everything that I could feel like benefit everybody, I just said, okay, I'm about to do it. And, you know, that's just how I do it. As an entrepreneur, I always just take those risks. Like, yo, you know what? What I'm going to do it. Like, when I did Reiki, all I had was a lawn chair and a cardboard box. Like, I can heal you for $5. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, my business went crazy. You know, I got my own massage table. I was having clients, like, every week, like 5 clients a week, you know.
Yeah.
But this right here was different because it was like, going into uncharted waters, like nobody really was doing that. So when I got out there, the first people that came with me was a family, a couple and their child, and I took them out and they had a blast. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for people that are actually into agriculture and gardening and stuff, they want to know this stuff, but a lot of
Right.
people don't have the time to do the research and stuff. And I just been blessed to be able to
So
do
when
that.
you go out, do you actually, pick the herbs?
Yeah,
Do you
so
pick them and?
for some for people, I tell people about ethical harvesting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not over harvesting certain
Right.
plants and stuff like that. If they need it, like I just had a lady from Mexico on last week come for one of my walks. And she was telling me she had a problem with arthritis. And we found this root called the blood root, which is a great root for like pain, inflammation and stuff like that. So I showed it to her and she was like, "Can I get it?" I was like, "Why not?" You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
in
I dug it
nature.
up for her, and she was like, "Thank you." You know, so it's like,
And
yeah.
what do you do with it? Like, do you boil it down? Do you?
So I told her that should make she should dry it and make a powder of it or make a salve. You know what I mean? Because she was the herbalist too. That's why I get a lot of herbalists coming on the walk too. You know
I
what I mean?
see.
People that just want to know more about what they doing. So yeah, we just walk around. I probably help them identify over like 20 plants, you know, right now. And if they want to take it, they could take it with them. And it's about a 2-hour experience. I do it in Cascade Springs, Morningside Nature Preserve, but I
Oh
could do
wow!
it in
So
your
it's just like
backyard.
right here.
I could do it anywhere.
Right.
I could go to another state and do it. You know what I mean? Because like I literally have studied the plants from the West Coast all the way over here too. I haven't seen the plants on the West Coast, but that's a part of my adventure in life, you know.
And it's so crazy. Like I always tell people, I'm like, we shouldn't even have like yards or landscaping. You know, it's just like no one would be hungry if just everyone just like planted their own food.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, why do we even have yards? Why can't the yards just be plants and food?
I mean,
You
they
know?
could be, but you know, people are into aesthetics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I mean, it could be nice too. Like, I feel like, there's a lot of herbs that are just like naturally, just aesthetically beautiful
Yeah.
that can grow in your yard, and you could just go out there and pick them like the Barefoot Contessa and, grab what you need
Yeah.
and call it a day. And we wouldn't even have like a lot of this hunger problem that we
No.
have if everybody just grew their own food.
Yeah, but it's illegal to do that in certain states to grow
Yeah.
your own stuff.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
tripping,
it's
but,
big
you know,
corporations.
we still bucking.
Right.
We still
We
bucking.
have to buck against that system.
Right.
So tell us about the ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca?
Yeah, ayahuasca. Ayahuasca. Ayahuasca.
So Ayahuasca is
You do
called,
ceremonies, right? Ayahuasca.
I do not personally do the ayahuasca ceremonies.
Okay.
I more so do like mushroom ceremonies and things
Really?
like
So
that.
I'm so
I do
scared of
guided journeys one on one.
Really?
I don't really work with a lot of people. I ain't at that level yet to
Right.
handle all of that from a lot of people.
Well, let's circle back. Let's talk about the mushrooms. So, what do you think about that whole
I mean, I think it's very much so needed medicine for people.
Really?
You know what I mean? People that are afraid of themselves,
Mhm.
people that are hiding from themselves, people that are like caught up into this matrix of a lifestyle, they need a good, slap in the face,
So if I
wake you
do
up.
but if I do like mushrooms, am I going to be like on my roof of my house?
It depends on who you are. You know
I
what
heard. Well, yeah.
Ayahuasca can have you like that too. I've been at an ayahuasca
what I'm
ceremony.
scared of.
Where
You've done it, the
I
ayahuasca.
have.
Tell us about the ayahuasca for those viewers that don't know
That
what
don't
it
know.
is. Yeah.
Ayahuasca is the grandmother vine. They call it abuelita, and she is connected to all of our lives.
Okay, like abuela.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's connected to all of our lives and everyone, and basically it's a medicine that purges you of negative entities that may dwell in you. I'm not sure if you are aware, but demons are real, but they could take different forms and different names, but they can take over our bodies and be, we could be hosts to multiple entities that use us for their own will. And what the ayahuasca
Oh,
does
wow.
is help you purge that part of yourself out. And even like physical diseases, it can help you get rid of those, because a lot of the diseases start in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my experience with the ayahuasca has just been like, it helped me see a lot of my past lives, show me my purpose, which is
Oh,
why I
wow.
go so hard in what I'm doing right now. It showed me that I've been doing this, every time you come back to this world, you kind of on the same mission. The reason why you come back is because you keep forgetting.
Yeah, I believe that. I think that you do, like, you asked to come back here
Yeah.
for some reason.
It's something you need to learn
To
or
learn
to
or-
pursue.
So when you go back, when you have taken the ayahuasca and you've seen, like, past lives, like, what do you see? Like, are there visions?
Yeah,
Like,
it's hella visions.
really?
It's like you here, but you're not here. It's like you go back and forth. You know what I mean? You float through time. You're going through different tunnels, geometric
Wow.
shapes and stuff. Even like being in this waking state, talking to people while you on it, you just see their language. You see it like a computer language sliding down your face, like
Oh,
this
like
is-
zeros and ones
yeah,
and
it's
all
like
of
the
that?
Matrix. Like I really
Wow.
believe
Like-
that ayahuasca unplugs you. Like on some, you seen the Matrix before, and you seen that scene in the first one where Neo gets unplugged and he hits the floor and he vomits. That is exactly what ayahuasca does. It's so much of an overload of information that it just makes you be like, oh God, you get it out of your system and it's like, yo, I feel clear again. I feel like light, and you vibrating on a whole nother level, but you
But
gotta.
can you have a bad trip, though?
I mean, nothing's bad because you come back with souvenirs. You know what I mean? No trip is bad because you come back with souvenirs.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
You scared?
Heck yeah.
I mean, it's natural. It's natural.
It's natural,
because
and
Let me listen. My boyfriend gave me some stuff. It was like I don't know what it was. It was like it looked like rolled up herb, and it was like green, and I took it, and I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't, like, I was stuck, and I saw like the whole universe. Like I saw like cartoon worlds, and it was just
you said
Say
it's a pig?
what?
yeah, I don't even know what it was. I don't know if
Where
it
is
was
this?
ash. right. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was just like I was just stuck, and I was just sitting up in the bed, just like looking around, and all I could see was like you said, like geometric stuff, and I saw like the whole. I felt like the world was like I saw a cartoon world,
Yeah.
like it was just crazy. So that experience kind of like scared me a little bit because it was like, what the fuck was that?
Mm-hmm. See,
You know?
they call ayahuasca the little death, you know, because it's a full blown DMT experience.
Yeah,
And
DMT, and
DMT
we
is
have it
yeah,
naturally inside of us.
it's produced when you're born and when
Yeah,
you die.
and when you die,
That's
yeah,
the most potent forms of, but it's also produced while you're dreaming too.
yeah.
But ayahuasca allows you to have a full blown DMT experience over like 6 to 12 hours.
Now, do you think that you can get pure DMT? I know we have it inside of us, like, because people on the internet sell DMT.
Yeah.
So, do you think that we can get that?
Oh yeah, you can. You can get the crystal form of it, or you can get the flower form of it, which they call changa. It's a smokable as well, but it's not as potent. You know,
Okay.
It's not like the crystal where it just blasts you off, and then you come back.
Have you done DMT?
Yeah, hell. I'm a psycho nut. Like I travel a lot. Like I know I don't do ayahuasca ceremonies, but like I said, I do guided journeys for people with the mushrooms and stuff. And you got to be real.
Tell us about your guided journey. Like, how do you like? If I wanted to be on a guided journey, what's the setup?
The setup is
Am I gonna die
your ego might die. Your ego might die
and come back and be in the crazy
Why?
house?
Why do you say that? Your ego might die.
because you will be going through. You're gonna sort through who you actually are, and the ego will make you think that a certain part of you is the real you, because you walk around with that on your shoulders all the time. But it's like the mushrooms will have you seeing yourself from third person, and then when you have somebody there guiding you to keep you on track, because you could take mushrooms by yourself and have your own experience, but if with an intent behind it, it can be very powerful to help you, like I said, liberate yourself through things. So
like, okay, I want to take mushrooms, right? Tell me about the guided experience. Like, why are you there? Like,
the reason
why should I hire you to do the guided experience?
Well, for one, I've been kind of blessed with this movement to move within from this world to that world without having the psychological trauma that most people would have.
For what world to this world? Like
The unseen realm.
Okay.
Cause when you're on the mushrooms, this whole place changes.
Right.
And then you start
you
to see things
different
that are not
dimensions.
there. You can, depending on how much you take. So that's another thing that you will have to discuss with me is like, what is your actual, intent? What do you want from this? And I could tell you, okay, if you looking just to, like, all right, let me just give you an example. It's confidential, but I can tell you about this story. I had a guided journey with a brother that he never met his father. His father passed away when he was like 5. So when you little, like, you don't really see things. So he wanted to meet his father again, and
Oh wow.
we went out into nature, and I usually bring my tools with me, which is like my feathers and my drums and stuff like that. And I walked with him, and as the medicine started to act, I seen him, and he turned to a little kid again, and like he literally was like looking at me as his father. So I became a surrogate for him. And in the shamanistic world, being a surrogate is just basically assuming the role psychologically for somebody to actually make it through their trauma or whatnot. So his trauma was like, yo, I didn't have a father in my life. So I became the father, and I led him. Like, this guy was like, I gotta go pee. He's a grown man, though, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And it's like,
You take the mushroom as
I was
well?
gonna
take the
say. I was
mushroom
gonna
too.
say. Were you on it too?
that's how I'm able to see
To
him
see it.
as a little kid. Because I'm on the much. See,
Oh.
there's a psychic connection as well when you doing this journey with somebody. You trust them. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you with
That's
that person, they're
Isn't
guiding
it?
you. Because it's like, when you're on the mushroom by yourself, it could go any way. You could have a bad trip, but when you have somebody there with the confidence, like, yo, this person's not gonna let me fall off the wagon.
Right.
It's like you have a certain energy that's protecting you, as well as my spirit guides and my ancestors. They there too, and it's like they working with yours, and they all working together to get through this. So what happened with dude, as we went through the journey, I just kept, I did what I did with him. We did some work, and then we finally got to a part where he just grew up again. And then we were sitting on a waterfall, and he was like, yo, I know who my father is. He was like, the son always been there for me. And he was like, he just let that go. And he was like, man, I ain't never been so happy in my life before. And, it just be simple like that. Sometimes you just need to be there for somebody and know what they need. And that's what it was. So, like, I've had those kind of experiences with a lot of different people,
Interesting.
I think I'm going to go on one.
I don't know. I think I want to do it too, but I don't know. I'm scared.
Don't be.
Scared.
I mean, it's not.
Just
it's
I don't like tripping bad. Like, how long is it? Like, how long
for mushrooms is like 6 to 8 hours.
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Baby Jesus.
But it builds, it's not like immediately you just all the way. It builds and then it cascades down.
So for 6 hours you're with that person?
Yeah. But here's the thing about mushrooms, time is
it's
an
not
illusion.
even this illusion.
You wouldn't even know 6 hours went by.
Yeah.
You probably like, dang, it felt like 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
time
you
is
lose
an illusion
sight
too.
of time. Like, you be in this. We live in this construct because of it's been built around us. We've been programmed to live like this. That's what the mushrooms is for. Mushrooms are ancient beings. They're actually the closest organisms that are to humans. They're 90% water, and they process ingredients.
Just regular. Like, is it a special kind of mushroom?
Any mushroom.
So,
any mushroom.
I mean, I
eat for the trip.
Yeah, for the trip. Like, you gotta have it all the time.
Nah, you need psilocybin at the mushrooms.
Look, I need to know, because if I start tripping,
You want some portobello? You was gonna get some portobello, girl.
No, I eat mushrooms all the time.
Right.
So like,
they're pretty good. They're full of copper. They're good for your brain.
I love portobellos.
I love mushrooms
Me
to
too.
eat, but like, what kind of mushrooms is it? Like, is it like
the cow done? Right? No.
Nah. Yeah, you can find these growing out of cow dung, but these days we got them domesticated where we're growing them out of like brown rice flour and rye
nice.
seeds
It's
and stuff
evolved.
like that.
Okay.
And also foraging, the ones that I find growing in the wild that are active, they grow out of wood. You know what I'm saying? Decaying trees and things like that. I don't really eat stuff growing out of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
so you eat it?
Yes.
You'll
you can
eat
make
it.
a tea out of it, or you can grind it up, put it in a smoothie or whatever.
Oh wow.
And then you trip. Not trip,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
You
know,
go through your journey.
You go through your journey.
So the DMT that I heard lasts like way shorter though.
So
like
when
very
you
short.
smoke the DMT, it can feel like you've been gone for 10 hours, but it was only 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think I can handle that. So you probably
It's
just
a lot
gone
more
from 10
potent, though.
hours, and you probably traveled the universe, seen the simulation.
Yeah, that's the DMT. That's
Yeah.
the DMT. But on mushrooms, you could do it too. But mushrooms, you have to go up higher in weight. So like regular, like, have you ever taken ecstasy before?
No, I never.
Never?
I've leveled off at weed.
Okay, so
Yeah.
ecstasy is kind of like an upper, right? So
Okay.
like 1 gram of mushrooms will probably have you feeling like that. 2 grams will probably have you feeling like that, just a little bit more giggly and stuff, more introspective thoughts. But then I tell everybody, you need at least 3.5 grams for you to even like have that mushroom experience and not feel like you didn't have it. Some people, especially women, y'all are naturally spiritual beings.
I was gonna say
what I'm saying?
we're really intuitive anyway. Intuitive.
Women that are shaman, y'all are very powerful. When y'all really tap into who y'all really are and don't have no doubt about that, the medicine, y'all had to actually eat more mushrooms. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Right.
like,
It needs to metabolize more for us.
not even that. It's just, I feel like y'all are already in a psychedelic state half the time. Y'all. That's just how I feel. Like my mate, my ex, she we used to take mushrooms together. We used to go on mushroom dates. You know what I'm saying? And she used to be like, "I'm not feeling it." I was like, "Yo, you need more? Like, come on, I'm feeling good right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't even got no more mushrooms. And that's another thing when you with somebody that's not having the same experience, and then you're sitting up there telling them, "Oh man, do you see that over there?"
Right.
They're like, "No." it kind of dampens the mood because you're so sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can feel their energy. You can hear their thoughts sometimes, stuff like that.
Oh wow, you become telepathic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, you become clairvoyant and all kinds of stuff. You might touch their microphone, and everybody that done spit on their microphone, you done seen them.
Oh hell no.
Like,
Wow.
for real. I remember one time that I sat on a tree stump
Mm-hmm.
while I was on a mushroom journey. And I kid you not, as soon as I sat down on this tree stump, I seen the tree grow from a seed all the way up until when it got cut down and all the other trees around it. Like, I could feel the sadness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had to get up. I was like, yo, I almost started to cry. You know, like, that's how powerful this medicine is.
Like it
makes you,
connects you to all of this whatever
Yeah.
this existence is.
because
Wow.
mushrooms been around for a minute. They come from outer space.
Do you smoke weed?
I do.
And
We
how
gotta
did
get
okay?
back to
So
that?
like,
Come back to from outer space. I could sit here and talk to you forever.
I know, right? Like I'm just like
Right,
I'm not talking.
How long is this show?
Right. We're about to wrap up.
We
but
about
yeah.
to wrap up, but like, so you smoke weed on the regular? Is it like similar for you? Like you said, like mushrooms are similar to weed.
No, I didn't say that.
No, you said like it's like you asked like, do you smoke weed? Or?
I asked if she did ecstasy.
Oh, ecstasy.
Oh, yeah.
Ecstasy is kind of similar to mushrooms.
A low dose.
A low
like
dose.
A 1 gram dose. You feel
Wow.
like you're rolling, you're feeling good, music sounds good, and you got a nice general euphoria about yourself going on.
Has anybody died from mushrooms?
Mm-mm. You can pass out from 'em, but nobody died. Because what happens is your body is metabolizing the poison in the mushroom. That's what makes you trip. Your body's reaction to the toxins. But, you know, you either throw it up or you going to shit it out or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard when people were doing ayahuasca, that's what they're doing is like throwing up
Throwing up.
and like shitting.
Yeah.
I know
that
somebody.
Same time.
I've known that's gone to what is it? Not Ecuador, but like Costa Rica,
Amazon, the
something like that. And she's done it like the whole
Yeah.
Ceremony.
ayahuasca
It
ceremony.
ain't no joke.
Yeah.
It ain't no joke. Like, when
Have
I
you did it here or?
I did it here.
Okay.
I know a shaman here that does the ceremonies, and he's very reputable. He was raised by the shamans out in, like, I think Ecuador, and he been doing ayahuasca since he was younger.
Oh wow.
And he's a melanated brother. He fight with it. He be doing beatboxing and all kind of stuff. When you in that experience, you know, it's like no other. But I personally, when I did the ayahuasca, I had another shaman, and he was like straight from Panama, and he had a translator and stuff. And I just give y'all a little insight into my purging experience. I didn't vomit, you know what I mean? I was really sitting back, watching everybody. Like, the spirits around me, they was like, yo, watch everybody. Just watch they purging, you know what I'm saying? Because I eat clean, I do a lot of spiritual work, so like, a lot of the things that these people were purging, I had purged naturally, you know what I'm saying, throughout my journey in life. And these people, you know, they were celebrities and stuff like that. They trying to get rid of stuff, you know.
Right.
Like, they coming there for a reason. Me, I'm like, yo, I just want to talk to my ancestors
Yeah.
and see if I'm on the right track. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's what I really
Like the
came
Black
for.
Panther. I'm thinking of like the part in Black Panther when
Panther.
they when they go
their
take
rose,
you.
their heart flower.
Right.
And they go, yeah.
Yeah. So like my purging process, I dealt a lot with lust. You know what I'm saying? And when I had the urge to go to the bathroom, and when I pissed, a slug like creature came out of my Lincoln. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow.
See,
And it
that's
went
the
into
kind of stuff.
toilet. And it was like, after that, a tear came out of my eye, and it just dropped. And I was like, yo, that was that lust demon that been in me since I was like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy, you know. So
Why do
now
you
I'm
think
not
it's
as...
a demon though?
Oh, it is. I mean, but here's the thing.
Can it just be like a parasite?
Demons are parasites. They have different names. They have different names. They could be parasites, demons, jinns.
I mean, like
whatever.
you know when people have the tapeworms and all of that.
Yeah.
So the tapeworms are demons.
Well, they're a physical demon. Because
Okay.
they do control your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? They make you want to eat certain things and be around certain people.
I'm
But
gonna have to go on a
parasites,
cleanse.
Right.
I got a detox for sale too. You know what I'm saying? If y'all need that.
I
I
need
battle
everything.
parasites. Like, for real. I'm on a war against parasites. Physical parasites and the spiritual ones. And parasitic people as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is,
Are you a psychic? I mean,
I'm not psychic. I'm not
asking you all the
psychic,
questions.
but
Can I ask you questions?
I have intuition. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think we all have that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it we turn it off. You know, but we all have that intuition, like that gut feeling that you.
Like
that
I
you
believe
have.
a lot in energy. Like that's you know, I tell her certain things and
Mhm.
she's like, "Girl, you called it." You know, like
What's your sign?
Cancer.
Cancer. You're a water sign. And you?
Capricorn.
Capricorn. That's an earth
Earth.
sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So like I know like if I actually like really tapped into it, like
Yeah.
I would I don't know, be like a shaman like you.
I mean, you are a shaman, I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Straight up. You just gotta really, go that route and go through yourself first. That's what it really take. But these plant medicines, they real strong, they're not for the weak. Your
Yeah.
egg can crack. If you go into it and you're not mentally ready, you come back like somebody else. Sometimes these entities can jump into you while you coming back to your body.
That's what I'm saying. See that right there.
Look,
that,
I'm
that-
good.
That's why you need the
See?
shaman there though.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so the shaman wards the
Yeah,
entities off.
they sing the Icaros, you know what I'm saying? They sing the songs, they had the certain things, they shaking
around and
he
the
blowing
certain
stuff on you and all that, you know what I mean?
And the
Like,
melodic, the certain
yeah.
frequencies
Yeah.
and all of that. Okay.
I done been around people that was wailing. I'm talking about yelling. I could see the trauma coming out of them. When I was there, I was seeing people vomit, but they weren't vomiting real stuff. It was vomiting these creatures out. You know what I'm saying? Like these entities, they coming out of you. What they do is they go into your solar plexus and they harbor in there. What happens is your solar plexus is your storehouse for willpower. And they take away your willpower. And then that's when you start feeling depressed and having all these different mood swings and not feeling yourself and not feeling purposeful and not having no fulfilled life. And you just going with the emotions and stuff
Well, how do they get in there?
through
Life experiences, I think.
anger, jealousy, greed, you know what I'm saying? Feeling like you don't have enough, and just all that kind of stuff. Like they find little crevices to creep into. And it could be like I said, lust. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I was a little kid dealing with lust from an early age, and
Right.
nobody ever confronted that in me. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just always been managed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the thing that I had to realize that little kids should not be seeing porn at like 9 years old, stuff
Right.
like that. But I was exposed to that, which made me be like, But as that cultivated within me, it ruined a lot of my relationships, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because my relationships were focused on just sex, you know what I'm saying? Not even really trying to connect with that person like
Right.
that. And so, like, once I got rid of that demon, like, I really can't say that ayahuasca ceremony set me free in that aspect because I didn't even know I was dealing with that. You know what I mean? It just came out. It was like, yo, that was you. That was inside of you. Like, okay. Let me sit back and think about this. And I had to reevaluate all my relationships. Like, yo, this shit fucked up all my relationships up to this point.
And you were probably repeating the same pattern over
Yeah.
and over and
Even
over
with
again.
my daughter's mother, you know what I'm saying? We not together now, but it's like, yo, our relationship, it was like I wanted it to be the best, you know what I'm saying? But it was less too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I dealt with
That was the foundation. Yeah.
We started off as good friends, but at the same time, the foundation still was kind of like built off of sex.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's not
okay,
crazy, it's
I
real.
know I asked you earlier. So you said you do smoke weed.
Yeah,
Do you smoke weed like on a regular or
I do.
like every day?
yep.
Why?
Why? For me, I'm such a high energy being. I need something to bring me down and keep me focused. Like, I'm an air sign and I got Sagittarius rising, so I'm like air, fire, and I got Scorpio moon. So like all these different things.
That's where that lust come from.
Yeah,
Scorpios.
and that's where my
Yeah.
psychic abilities come from too. Though that Scorpio, that's my water, so I can tap into water around me and be like, okay, I can see this going on. I can tell when people lying to me, all kind of stuff. And but smoking weed just helps me stay at a good level. I like sativas, you know what I mean, because I'm an entrepreneur and I got to research all the time. So I don't like to be feeling sleepy and all that.
So you like the sativa, so it's upper.
the uppers, and also being an MC, I don't want to be sluggish when I'm on the stage, stuff like that, and just it keeps me where I need to be. You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah.
best way I could say. But I was told recently that I might need to give it up for a little while. But I stopped smoking when I got locked up for like a whole year, and that I ain't gonna lie, that was when I really was like doing heavy meditations and leaving my body a lot and going to different worlds and all
Aerial
that kind
traveling.
of stuff.
and
When
all that.
you-
astral traveling.
When you stop smoking the weed.
Yeah.
So
But
you feel
I-
like the weed kind of like hinders you from like, having these experiences?
I would say yes and no. I believe that it's the quality of the herb, like who we getting it from and all of that. I feel like a lot of the medical cannabis out here that is being pushed on us is being, genetically modified to possibly to calcify our pineal glands and things like that. Cause they making it legal now, but they got to be doing something.
It's
to
like,
it.
why all of a sudden?
Yeah, and then they got all these different strains and they look like this and all that. So like I attempt to get my weed from like good sources that really care about who they getting it from. They don't have no pesticides and all this kind of stuff on it. And I also I detox regularly so that stuff don't just settle in my body like that. A lot of people don't detox. They just smoking, they drinking and stuff and going by life.
Right.
But we gotta flush ourselves constantly because the buildup of toxins is what really makes us sick.
Yeah, I
Right.
believe that. Well, we could sit here and talk to you for hours. I mean, you mentioned calcifying the pineal gland. I mean, I know about all that stuff. So, we're gonna move on to what is it? What we doing next? I'm all thinking about
Out of place.
You
now
know,
we doing like now we calling you out.
right? We're
moving
gonna
into
call
calling
you out, and
Call
then
me out.
we calling you out.
We're not calling you
We're
out.
not calling you
Oh,
out, but we're gonna call someone out.
We're calling somebody putting some dumb shit in their hair.
Yeah, and maybe you can tell them an alternative what they can use in their hair.
Right. So we have this young lady here on YouTube. We're gonna ask our engineer to put it on here somewhere in the,
Right.
on the screen, and she's here putting Vaseline on
No.
her hair.
Yes.
And water.
And water to
She
define
tripping.
her curls.
She is tripping.
And
Yeah.
she's actually loving it. And this thing got like millions of views.
Oh, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
This is comedy.
So I mean, it's so
No, she
heavy.
for real.
It's so heavy. Like she's saying, like it's like almost like putting a relaxer in her hair because the
The texturizer.
How
she's
she
saying.
get it out though?
Exactly. That's the thing. But she's loving the way that it looks. Like it's making that way to her, her hair is looking.
changing her curl pattern
and,
essentially.
and defining her texture. We're so obsessed with this, Like we're really obsessed with
Texture.
texture and what's considered,
Good hair.
good hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's what this stems from, really. But yeah.
And look how she's combing out her hair. That hurt
She
me.
is tripping. Yo.
She hurt me.
You
Her
felt
hair
it,
gonna be
girl.
I
dirty.
felt it in my soul. Look.
She's amazed. She
She's
loves
amazed. Honestly, like the end result, like it was just like wow, like it looks good, and her hair looked, defined and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's not good for your
it.
hair.
Right. You're putting Vaseline in your hair.
Right. And to
water.
remove
You're
that,
suffocating your hair.
Exactly. That's what you're doing.
to
Yeah.
remove all that, like how do you even remove that? Like that's
That's
like
what I was thinking. Maybe apple cider vinegar or
Some
More
lemon.
than that.
You're gonna need
Apple
some of
cider.
them
Okra
okra.
Nah, that okra ain't gonna do that.
No, yeah.
That's
You need water. Now.
permanent right there. It looked like I
right.
can't believe it. Did she tell people how to get it out their hair though?
No.
No, she's
That's what she's
she's
slipping.
encouraging. This is encouragement because people who are concerned with the look of it.
Right.
That's how people don't really think things all the way through. Because if you're gonna give people a guide, you gotta also tell them how to get out their hair.
Right.
Yeah,
But she's not even thinking that through. Like to her, it's just like having that look
the look
and that immediate, like
gratification of her
of-
hair being defined
right.
and looking a certain
And is
way.
it good for your hair? Is it like
No.
like
Yeah.
we had someone come in and she had
Vaseline in her hair, and it's a beast to get out. Like you can't even do anything. and I dare put heat on it. No, you can't even do
You
anything.
can't even walk around in the streets because everything floating in the air gonna be stuck. In your head.
Exactly.
I'm
Stop
dead.
doing that
So
shit.
yeah, so stop doing that shit. Like
Right.
don't do that. No Vaseline in your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, use, really good. Like we have a lock method that we suggest all the time with a leave-in conditioner, an oil, and a curl cream.
Right. The number one hydrator in the world is H2O, guys.
Exactly, water.
So you
You can use
can,
aloe vera too.
Yeah, aloe
you
is
go.
good. Mm-hmm.
the natural route.
Yeah.
See?
So
He
yeah,
got you.
stop it. Stop doing that. And so we're gonna wrap up today's episode.
I didn't
and
want to.
I know I could
You
go
know,
on talk
we can
about
go
the
on and
pineal
on and
gland
on.
and astral traveling.
Bring
and,
me back.
You know,
what I'm
yeah, we'll
saying?
bring you back. I might
got-
go on a journey.
I know.
Yeah, we can talk about.
Let me
that
know about
after,
how
you
it
know?
goes.
Right. Yeah. Let me go on the experience and then talk about the experience. Yeah.
Yeah, let
That'll
me know.
be great. So tell them where they can find you.
All right, so right now, you can find me on social media under BABA.SOL. That's my Instagram. You can find me on Facebook that way. My website is under construction with my products, but that is called RoyalishLLC.com. My brand is called Royalish, and that's Royal Imperial Sacred Healing. Or Infinite Sacred Healing, whatever way we, depending on the product that we pushing out.
Okay.
So that's my business there. Me and the queen running that, and also my plant walks. You can find me on Airbnb. You can just look up Indigenous Plant Walk ATL, or just find. I think you just search plants under there, and I'll pop up immediately. You can check all my reviews.
I think that's great.
I got
Yeah.
5-star reviews. People from all over the world. I had people from Germany, Switzerland, Mexico, South America
That is awesome.
come out and kick it with me. It's been a good time. And also I do music. Y'all can check out my music too on all streaming platforms. BABASOL, Baba Soul. I just dropped a project called Aquarian King. Y'all would probably like that.
Okay. We're going to check all of that stuff out.
And so where can they check us out?
You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Hair and Whatever podcast on IG, SoundCloud, Hair and Whatever, and iTunes podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
So check us out. Tune in. Slip into the DMs if y'all have any questions.
Today's episode was fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate you.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Peace, love.
Peace.
Peace and love.